I like snakes because I hate rats, and
Oh,
snakes are rats' enemies. So I consider snakes to be allies,
hmm.
and I love snakes.
I'm Anna Rumer with PopCulture, and today I have with us Killing It stars Claudia O'Doherty, Rell Battle, and Scott McArthur to talk about the brand new Peacock comedy, Welcome.
What's up, Anna?
Thank you.
Nice to be
Hey!
here.
So I am absolutely loving what I've seen of the show so far. It is so funny, and I've got to know right off the bat, how familiar were each of you with the world of snake hunting? How do you personally feel about snakes? Anyone want to go first?
I like snakes because I hate rats, and
Oh.
snakes are rats' enemies. So I consider snakes to be allies, and I love snakes.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Exactly. That's really how I feel about it.
I second Claudia.
All right. What about you, Scott? A friend of snakes?
Sure. I like animals. I like things that are weird and alive. And so I never really thought about it. I'm kind of a one foot in front of the other kind of guy. So didn't have an opinion on snakes until I had one in my hands. And then it was kind of like, yeah, I like it. Why wouldn't I like it?
It hasn't given you a reason to dislike it so far.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You kind of got to cross me at least 2, if not 3 times for me to kind of move on.
Giving the snake a second and third chance is very kind of you.
Sure.
Now, each of your characters has a very specific and different take on the American dream, what it means to be successful. Can you each kind of talk a little bit about what that was like to portray?
You know, my character, I think, is gotten to a point in his life where it hasn't quite worked out the way he wanted it to. I think he's going through some marriage issues. I think he's got a teenage son that he worries doesn't quite look at him the way that he had hoped he would. And so I think that brings into question for him on a very personal level, what is the dream he's been pursuing? And instead of maybe changing the target or thinking about the dream differently, he changes his approach. And the approach he chooses to take is the, what he believes is the shortcut of social media and influencing, which I do think anybody who's 40 looks at anybody who's 15 making $30 million on TikTok. And we think, well, why didn't I just do that? But I can assure you, if you see a video of me dancing, you will know why I do not do that.
I don't know. I think you should give it a go.
Oh, I can assure you, no.
What about you, Claudia?
Well, Jillian's version of the American dream is kind of different because she's not trying to make it so much as she's just trying to survive, and she needs food and would love to not live in a billboard that's attached to her car. So it's not so more that she's not trying to make tons of money. She's trying to make some money. And I think it's interesting that, even if you have 12 different gig economy jobs, you can't necessarily, pay for shelter in America, which is pretty bad. I mean, obviously it's a fictional show, but I don't know that that's that fictional an idea. So that's kind of her version of the American dream.
Yeah, and Rell, your character has a whole different path to success.
Well, it was interesting about my character Isaiah. He's kind of already, I would think he's probably the most successful in the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. So he kind of already has a lot of what he already wants. How he got there is definitely controversial, but even with once he achieved, in a sense, a version of the American dream, he still has a lot of deep, dark issues inside of him that he has to address, that you'll see what happens throughout the show. So to me, it was almost like, well, once you get it, does that make you happy? Mm-hmm. And I don't think the character watching it now was necessarily happy, and we see some of these things come out later on. So we kind of go from the beginning to the middle of it and what comes after. So I think it's a good dynamic throughout the show.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for talking with me. We've got to wrap up, but the show is so funny and I can't wait for everyone to see it.